Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss laws of thermal radiation, and while evaluation of theory, different scientists has given different laws, out of which only certain laws have been approved, and some of the famous laws of thermal radiations now we'll study, such as Kirchhoff's law of thermal radiation, Planck's law of thermal radiation, Wien's displacement law, Stephen Boltzmann law, and Lambert's cosines law. These five laws are very much important as far as gate are concerned and will helpful for solving the problems related to gate. Okay, let us start with the Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's law of thermal radiation states that whenever a body is in thermal equilibrium with its surrounding, then its emissivity is equal to its absorptivity. So, what it is saying? Whenever we say the body is in thermal equilibrium is nothing but the equilibrium of temperature, equilibrium of chemical potential, equilibrium of phase, equilibrium of forces. Whenever all these four equilibriums are achieved, then we call the body is said to be in thermal equilibrium. Okay, now if a body is in thermal equilibrium with the surrounding, then its emissivity is equal to its absorptivity. This is said by Kirchhoff's law of thermal radiation. Therefore, to understand to remember Kirchhoff's law of thermal radiation, this only point is sufficient. A good absorber is always a good emitter. Therefore, for a black body, since a black body is a good absorber whose absorptivity is equal to 1, then its emittivity is also equal to 1. So to remember the Kirchhoff law, remember this definition, that is sufficient. Now let us come to Planck's law of thermal radiation. According to Planck's law of thermal radiation, monochromatic emissive power of a black body is a function of wavelength and absolute temperature. Here monochromatic, why? Because we are using lambda here. Black body, we are using B here. Okay, this monochromatic emissive power of a black body is a function of temperature, that is absolute temperature, and the wavelength. Therefore, Planck has also given an equation for that, which is monochromatic emissive power of a black body is equal to 2 pi C1 by lambda power 5 into e power C2 by lambda into T minus 1. This is the Planck's law of thermal radiation, where C1 and C2 are experimental constants. The above function relationship among the three variables can graphically represented. Planck has also given us the graph how actually the variation is taking place. This is a beautiful graph given by Planck. It was drawn between the monochromatic emissive power of a black body to the wavelength. Then the graph would be like this. Let us see how the variation. Initially, as the wavelength increases, the monochromatic emissive power will also increase. As soon as reaching to the maximum value, it will again decreases. Now if you double the temperature, the variation is same, but it will shift towards to the shorter wavelength. If you again increase the temperature, the variation is again same, but the peak shifts to that of a shorter wavelength. So what observation that you can make? The higher the temperature, lesser the wavelengths. Higher the temperature, the peak will be shifting towards the least wavelengths. This is the major observation that is required. And if you draw the curve joining the peaks of these curves of different temperature, you will get an hyperbolic curve. Okay, from that observation, that is, as soon as the temperature increases, the wavelengths are shifting towards the smaller wavelengths. This observation was observed by Wiens, and he has given lambda into T is equal to some constant, that is nothing but 2898 micrometer Kelvin. Since the Wiens has observed the variation in Planck's law, and he has derived his own law, which is called as a Wien's displacement law, that is lambda m into T is equal to constant, which is 2898 micrometer Kelvin. This formula is very much important in objective type of exams, because the question will come directly from this formula. Okay, please understand this. And if you want to find out what is the wavelength that is coming from the sun, from this formula you can easily find, because we know the temperature of the sun, which is nothing but 5800 Kelvin. Just substitute that here, you will get the value of lambda that is coming from sun. Here lambda is not the all the lambda, it is a lambda for maximum, that is maximum MC power. Lambda m is that lambda within this temperature that gives us a maximum monochromatic MC power. If you see the curve here, there is a lambda m, lambda m. These lambda m's are for the peak value of MC powers. Even though the temperature is same, within the same temperature a body is emitting radiations in different wavelengths. Now we are interested in lambda m, where the lambda m is a wavelength at which EB lambda is maximum at a given absolute temperature of a black body. Now let us see one more law, which is again derived from Planck's law of thermal radiation, that is Stephen-Boltzmann law of radiation, which states that total hemispherical emissive power of a black body is directly proportional to fourth power of temperature, that is fourth power of absolute temperature of the black body. This is very important law in thermal radiation. According to Stephen-Boltzmann law of radiation, emissive power of a black body is proportional to fourth power of absolute temperature. If you take out this proportionality and use equality symbol, you will get some equal like proportionality constant, which is Stephen-Boltzmann constant, whose value is 5.67 into 10 power minus 8. It is very easy to remember, that is 5678. Just put it minus here, put point here, that's it. Therefore the two laws are derived from Planck's law. Planck's law is the head and Wien's displacement law and Stephen-Boltzmann law are being derived from Planck's law. Therefore Planck's law is basic law. As I said, Planck's law gives Wien's displacement law as well as Stephen-Boltzmann law, and all these three laws are valid for black body. If you want to find something for a non-black body, then what you have to do, you just have to multiply with emissivity, that's it. Just use the value of emissivity, you will get everything for a non-black body. If you want emissive power, then sigma t power 4 is for a black body, which is nothing but EB. Just multiply with this with emissivity, you will get it for a non-black body. Therefore these definitions are actually given for a black body only, but we have used the concept of emissivity to get these values for a non-black body also. This is the total hemispherical emissive power per unit surface area. Now if you multiply the total surface area of a non-black body, then you will get a total radiation energy that is coming from the body. Let us discuss the last law of thermal radiation, that is Lambert's cosine law. Let us consider a surface and let us draw the normal to this surface. This is the intensity that is coming from the surface in the normal direction. Now if you want to find the intensity at some angle theta with this normal direction, then that is represented by I, which can be written as I is equal to In cos theta. Okay, In is the normal intensity of radiation, I is the intensity of radiation along the direction, making an angle theta with the normal. Theta is with the normal. Okay, here we have to understand one new term, that is steradian. Steradian is the unit of solid angle, which is nothing but area upon r square. Let us consider a small object is here and it started emitting the radiations. Let how the radiations will be in a hemispherical directions. Okay, radiations will be in hemispherical directions, and this is the small area within the hemisphere on which we are interested. Okay, now this be the normal drawn from this body to this area, and it is making an angle theta with the actual normal to this surface. Okay, now if you want steradian, that is solid angle, then what you have to do, you have to use this area of this body that area of the small elemental area by radius square. This is the radius by radius square, then you will get the solid angle. Okay, now let us define what is the intensity of radiation. Intensity of radiation along a given direction is defined as radiation energy emitted from the surface of the body per unit time per unit area. Let us say this is the area, then unit area normal to the direction, this will be like this. Okay, unit area normal to the direction per unit solid angle about that direction. Therefore I is defined as watt per meter square stadian. We already know what is watt per meter square. This is nothing but MEC power per stadian. Therefore I is defined as dE upon dW. If we want total MEC power, then just send this side and integrate. You will get E is equal to I into area that is perpendicular to the direction of emission, area of the emitting body that is perpendicular to the direction of emission. This whole thing is the area of the emitting body perpendicular to the direction of emission into solid angle. Solid angle is nothing but area of the second body that is being taking this radiations. Okay, area of the second body upon R square. Here don't get confused, AR is the area of the emitting body. Okay, AR cos theta is the area of the emitting body which is normal to the direction of emission. Okay, and we also know that I can be defined as IN cos theta. Therefore E can be written as E is equal to I into A1 A2 into cos theta, where A1 and A2 are areas perpendicular to the direction. Okay, now let us see what is the diffuse body. I have already told you about diffuse body. Let us see in detail what is actually is the diffuse body. Diffuse body is that body whose intensity of radiation is same in all the directions. That is IN, that is I is equal to IN cos theta. This is valid for non-diffuse body, because for diffuse body I is equal to IN in any direction. Okay, this is what happening. The intensity of radiation is same in all the direction. Therefore black body is a diffuse surface. Therefore the intensity of black body is same in all the directions. Therefore for a black body we just simply write EB is equal to pi into IN. This formula EB is equal to pi into IN is for a quarter sphere whose area is pi r square, and considering the area of the emitting body is equal to unity, you will get EB is equal to I into pi, where I is equal to IN for a black body. Okay, this is how it is actually derived. It is for a quarter sphere. Okay, let me do a small correction here. Here a cos theta will not come, since we are considering A1 as the area that is perpendicular to the direction of emission. Okay, a cos theta, here a cos theta will not come, and in the denominator R square will come. Okay, from this equation E can be written as E is equal to I into A1 into A2 by R square. This is the equation for MEC power. If we consider this A1, that is area perpendicular to the direction of emission, as 1, and if you write this as a quarter sphere pi r square, then you will get pi into I for a black body. Okay, I hope till now everything is clear. If you got any confusion, please repeat this video and do some previous year gate. Keep practicing, don't lose your hope. All the best for your exam. Thank you.